Okay, up here again with a picture video. I just want to get my thoughts out there quickly for the new WWE 13 game that's supposed to be coming out. As far as the roster goes, as long as it's pretty much up to date, I don't really care. Yeah, I mean, my main problem with WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 was that they had Alberto Del Rio come on, and I don't believe he was on the roster, and he'd been built up pretty much already. So when it came around to WWE 12 and he was announced for the roster, I was like, well, of course he is. He was the biggest star that they had at the time, on that wasn't on the previous roster. So yeah, as long as something like that doesn't happen again, right around the time the game's supposed to come out, that's okay. So as long as the roster's up to date, that's fine. As far as legends go, Uh, they've already announced that the New Age Outlaws are going to be on there. The X-Pac's going to be on there, and DDP, I believe, is going to be part of the roster too. So that's great. I've always liked DDP. He's one of those guys that you can't help but like. Anyway, okay. As far as in universe mode, because that's the mode that I use the most. This has been one of my nitpicky things. There never seems to be enough matches for the size of the roster they have. I mean, the roster is getting pretty big. So I think if you add one match to the pay-per-view slots, so you got like I think it's six, then you'd have six, and maybe beef up the Raw and SmackDown ones up to five matches you could have. That would be great. I really think four is not quite enough. And I would like also, this has happened to me a couple of times. Uh, if you use too much of the roster, you're by the time you get to SmackDown, you can lose matches. You can lose how many matches you're allowed. I got up there one time and I think I only had like three matches that I could have on SmackDown, and I was really disappointed because I was like, hang on, I used all these guys before so I could have some free space on SmackDown anyway. That's been my chief complaint about that. So as far as who else I'd like to see, uh, usually you would get Rock, Austin. Rock and Austin seem like the ones you're going to get. You're probably going to get Brock as well because he's part of the main roster at the moment. I believe. I know he's not on the air at the moment. I'd like it if you could get managers added to Ricardo Rodriguez. You can use Paul Heyman if you want. That'd be really cool. Uh, and Paul Bearer. That'd be great as well. Uh, anyway, that's those are my titles. Yeah. This is if you got the same amount as last time, that'd be awesome. I'm more of a fan of the old ECW belt. I don't care that much if they put the new one on there. The new silver one that they had, that was really silly. Uh yeah, up to date attires would be cool. Uh yeah, as long as it's pretty much what we got in WWE 12 with a few tweaks, that's really the main important thing. Oh, yeah. This one, I'm surprised it took me so long to get to this one. The create your own roster thing. I'd like it to, if we could put in there that you can add a brand and you can make it a core brand. Like you can have pretty much whatever you want on that brand as far as your core wrestlers are. And what I mean by core, I mean created wrestlers. So you can have a whole roster of created wrestlers and you can have a show with it as well. That's what I'd like to be able to do. Even if you have to replace Raw and you wanted to have Raw with nothing but your creative wrestlers, that would be great. Like maybe you have to have one. It comes up. You have to have one, at least one brand with uh, WWE with WWE superstars. As long as you can have at least one with nothing but created superstars. But I suppose if you had to make it a bare minimum of uh, maximum maximum of four guys you have to have on that roster, four WWE superstars. That's fine. I don't want to have like 20 or I forget how many it was. It was some ridiculous number, and I was like, what the heck? I don't want that many. Because sometimes when you get around after about a year of doing season mode in that with standard guys, you want to have just you want to do a few months or a year or so with creative guys. Anyway, that's those are my things that I want. Mainly that creative brand one, creative superstar brand one. Even if you have to replace Raw or SmackDown, that's fine. I just want to get that out there. Uh, yeah. As far as that, that's all I really want to talk about for WWE, and that's it, guys. So stay tuned. I've got some other stuff coming up.